What up guys, back here with another video. This is Anime Demon 21, and this is What If Naruto Was Alone, Part 5. Now, I have as you guys watch Part 1 all the way to Part 5. Now, let's get back to this video. Now, we left at the one with the tuning exams, and I'm actually going to change the backstory, and I think I kind of messed up from Part 4. Now, Part 4, it was kind of a little jungly and mixed up a little bit, but I'm going to fix some of that in Part. Now, when the tuning exams, I would just say before the thing happened, when the fight, Neji would say something messed up, and Neji would give into his anger, almost kill Hinata, and Naruto would go in before he damaged any of them, and not Sasuke, and Naruto would say something messed up, and that pissed him off. Is always a loser, and always pathetic, and always born that way. Naruto said, "We will see." And pretty much in a month of training, Hinata casually will actually visit Hinata, and in the hospital sometimes, because Naruto does care about her. And he feels this weird heart feeling on his heart. It's actually, he really is liking Hinata, but because he's in his mixed emotions, he doesn't know how he feels. Now, Naruto will be actually training, and Hinata will come visit and bring him food. And Naruto will thank her, but he said, "You need to go home, get some rest." But Hinata will stay all day watching him, but Hinata will pass out and fall asleep right next to the tree. Of course, it's nighttime, and he doesn't feel like walking, and he's been training off, and he's trying to develop the secret jutsu. It's called Giant Shadow Clone Jutsu. Pretty much, it's a giant form, but it takes a lot of chakra, and Naruto doesn't want to deal it in the village, because everybody will look at it and say, "What the hell is that?" But Naruto would do it somewhere else, really far in the woods. He would sneak out, and he has that hole in the gate, or the hole in the brick wall he made, and little hole, and he'd crawl through it, and he would try it. But it takes a lot of chakra, it takes, like, a lot. And he will have, like, half his chakra left. Or a little bit more or less. Now, Naruto will focus, and say he might need this in the future, but yeah. Naruto will be training to fight Neji, and Naruto will bring Hinata at home, and let her sleep in the bed. And Naruto, because Naruto's not, he's still smart, but he doesn't realize not sleeping right next to a person, because Naruto doesn't really mind that. And he'll sleep right next to Hinata, and Naruto would just say he had a dream, not really good, and it's kind of like a nightmare. Pretty much, he had his dream, he had a family and people, and and he has a Uzumaki mom and his dad unknown, and all he knows is this red hair from his dad. And he keeps getting his nightmare. He's finally have a family, and something's getting taken from him, getting banished from the village, and says it's all his fault. Naruto will wake up in the nightmare and realize Hinata's right there and says it's a dream. He doesn't even know what his parents is. Naruto go back to sleep. For some reason, holding Hinata tight, and Hinata realizes, and Hinata will smile and pass out. Now Naruto will wake up, and Hinata will be blushing because she's sleeping right next to her crush. And Naruto will smile, "Do you want anything to eat?" And the Hyuga clan doesn't really care where Hinata is, honestly, and they're just doing their own thing. And they know Hinata is fine. Now, we get to a time skip. Hinata go back home. He ate with Naruto training. And this time, Hinata spent one more night, because she actually was training with Naruto, and Naruto said, "Alright." They were both really tired, and Naruto said, "You can crash at my place one more time. It's alright. But you should make sure you get home, because I don't want they worry for you." Hinata would say, "Alright." But this time, Hinata would sleep at the couch, because she always blush. And said, "That's fine. I'll sleep in the couch if you want to go to bed." So, and Hinata would say, "Alright." Because Naruto think it's kind of weird sleep right next to somebody, and Naruto realizes there's not really a lot of room in the bed. and Naruto will sleep in the couch. Now, Naruto's food diet is still ramen because that's his favorite food, but he does eat healthy and eat a lot of vegetables, but he still have his junk food days and he gets lazy and start eating junk food. But now we get to the part from the cheating exams. What happened? Time skip. Because Hinata been hanging out a lot, but Naruto's mostly focused on a training not seeing her for 4 or 5 days. And Hinata started training his own training and fighting with the Hyuga clan a lot. And Neji, still being Neji, an asshole. Sorry for the language, and my bad. Now, Naruto, doing his own thing still. Now, we get to the training exam, and she will be right in front of the gate and say, I'll be watching and be cheering for you. And Naruto will smile and say, I know you will. And of course, Jiraiya, what you call it, not gonna be there. That's why I never mentioned Jiraiya. And we'll just say he needs to do some pervy research before he comes back. And that's gonna bite him in the ass. Now, same thing will happen, but this time Naruto will be more attention training, and Naruto is more motivated to whoop Neji's ass. There will be a really good, decent battle, fighting back and forth, hitting landings and punches, and because Neji's been training off his booty cheeks too. Because nobody's not going to disrespect his clan. Now, he think he won because Naruto, that wasn't the real Naruto. And the underground Naruto uppercut him really hard. And he just started beat him, punch him in the face, neck, everything. Now, he was the same thing in the original. He was saying, he said you're going to shape your own destiny. You can't choose that for yourself. I don't know what's going on with the Hyuga clan, but you should get your stuff together. You only get one family. And once they're gone, you regret it the rest of your life. Look at me. I don't even have my clan anymore. I'm the last of them. And I'm going to repopulate my clan, he will say. What? Neji will be changed, and he'll apologize to Hinata and promise to protect her. Because Neji will realize and his eyes will be open. We get to the part when Gaara will fight. And I forgot to mention this, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna say it's the Gaara's father will be actually still alive in this timeline. And the dude, and we'll say their military base is more stronger, but we'll say his anger let get the best of him, and he needs to pick a different new Hokage. And he realized, because the military base is more stronger and more sand villagers, is actually more peaceful, because the new Kage, and his sand is really good, kind of like the fourth Hokage, but except for sand being gold, his sand is kind of like charcoal, like obsidian, but it's not stronger gold. It's kind of strong, but it's really strong, but his jutsu is really great, and he being chose the next one. Now, he wanted to make peace from every villagers, but he started with the Hidden Leaf village, and asked him to make peace with him. I say, hey, I had 3 guineas, and I heard you guys have the tuning exam. Sorry, but I was just asking if we can make peace, and have the tuning exam. Because the third Hokage will be really happy, and they were talking out, and the new Kazekage ones are really bad, and he really wants to make true peace. And pretty much they will assign him 2 Anbus to him, and the Hidden Leaf ninjas will assign 2 Anbus to them. And both of them will be switching places, and this is the way they could trust, and one Jonin and another Jonin go over there. And pretty much they agree not to tell any jutsus they have or heading or nothing. And it's only for 1 month, they said. Now, Kazekage will be there, and they will instantly switch places when they leave, they said. But they haven't switched places and have agreed, and the third Hokage is kind of happy, and he hopes this goes well, and hope the peace will actually work. Now we get the Hidden Sand Village, same thing. Pretty much, now, Orochimaru does not kill the new Kazekage. I would say he got knocked out, and he's too powerful, and he might use him for something. But Orochimaru decided to spare his life. Now, we get to the tuning exam, and same thing would happen mostly in the original. And yeah. Now, Naruto is always thinking to himself, Hmm. And same thing will happen with Gaara. Gaara will let the anger get best of him, and Shikaki will go out. Same thing happens in the original, but except for Naruto being playing the Genjutsu, he will release Hinata and the Genjutsu, and plenty other people release them off. And for the civilians, they will leave them in the Genjutsu because they need them protected, and most of them get evacuated. Now with Naruto, be always thinking, and what in pretty much the same thing the original would kind of happen, except for Naruto because he doesn't have that big toad, and Hinata is actually there to help. And except for Hinata is really about to get crushed from sand, coffin, bullcrap. It would be Sasuke protecting her and said, "No, you will not kill my ally. I will not lose another one." And what Naruto, and when Sasuke really means is his whole clan been died, and he actually cares for his teammates. Now the fight will go on, kind of in the original, but Sasuke is more stronger and a little bit more stronger. And except for his clothing being black, we'll just say it would be different color. We'll say it would be dark blue black. Like it's blue mixed with black. That's good. And he will still know the Shidori because Kakashi personally trained him, and Naruto will get pissed off. And it's like, wow, Naruto didn't care, and he did his own training. Now, except for the one they're fighting with Naruto, when Shikaki would take over and Gaara was asleep, Naruto decided to do Shadow Clone because Naruto would be practicing. Except for taking half his chakra, it does take a lot of his chakra, but he gets to pour more chakra into it, it doesn't poof. It means it will have blood coming out if you get punched really hard, and Shigaku is pretty strong, and they will fight in back to back. And when Naruto said to himself he needs to get closer and fight, that Naruto, the clone, said, "Alright." Now, Naruto will wake up Gaara, and same thing in the original, somewhat happened, and they'll both fall down. And Naruto will say something like an original, but I feel different dialogues what happened, and I don't have the piece of paper I was going to say to Gaara because I lost it. I'm just gonna say a few lines like, "You had family and something else," and same thing the original, and was be Jinchurikis together and be brothers. And I feel your pain, you'll say. Now, the Kazekage will say, no, the third Hokage will survive, but he'll still take Orochimaru arms, and the Kazekage been knocked out, been woken up, and want to go help, and Orochimaru say, regret this, and he should have killed him, he had the chance. And the Kazekage say, you should have. And I would just say Orochimaru almost died, but he got sand coffin on him, and would say he learned that from a different jutsu. He doesn't say sand coffin, it's kind of similar, and he broke Orochimaru's arms even more and caused him more pain. After that, now Doro Hokage is not barely safe, and of course he get treatment. Same thing with Naruto. Naruto is heavily damaged, and except for the Sand Village, fighting those puppets, that doesn't happen. They actually fight Orochimaru's other Saiyan people. I mean, Saiyan hidden the little music thing in the sand waves. Yeah, the fight those instead. Now they will take Gaara and they will leave on the original, and they're gone, and they go back to the Sand Village, and the Sand Village say, hey, we don't no need to take our own booze and switch. He said, we will talk more later, but right now you should get rested, third Hokage. Third Hokage will thank him and ask, is the true peace there? And third Hokage will sign, both of them will sign a contract, and they'll get true peace. They'll help each other missions wherever they can. And now I'm actually gonna leave this part. Not yet. Now, Naruto's in the hospital, and like I said, he's treated horrible. And Naruto would go home with a broken leg and slowly healing because of the nine tails. Not the nine tails could still heal everything, but Naruto is healing and his leg eventually is not broken anymore. It's a sprain and he's all good. He's just still healing. Everybody in the village hate him and praise Sasuke and Hinata. They're the true hero, and Hinata didn't like this, and Hinata tried to say, and all the villagers just annoyed him. Annoy her and Sasuke. And Naruto let his anger get best of him, and it would say Kabuto. Kabuto and Orochimaru sent Kabuto to. He can't get Sasuke what happened because they got alerted. He sent Kabuto and told him get Naruto and use him and tell him he knows the true heritage, his clan, and the true what happened to his family. He will say. Kabuto would say alright, and he said he would do this. Now, because Kabuto explained and give the scroll to Naruto read it. And Naruto's thinking Kabuto will come back 3 hours later. Do you make up your mind yet? And Naruto will say yes with a serious face, and he's gone. And he could get more stronger because he thinks the hidden leaf village not even getting more stronger and thinks he's getting more weaker. And no sensei and nobody doesn't want to help him. And of course, he took Sasuke to train him personally. He thinks Kakashi because he's the Uchiha and he's more Naruto. Now Hinata will see this and he's leaving the village. Hinata said please no. And Naruto will explain his backstory and why he was gonna do it. He said this village is not gonna protect me. I'm just a weapon to him. I will protect my own self and get stronger. Naruto will say. And Naruto was begging him, holding his arm, please don't leave. And Naruto have this mixed emotions. And he will say, I'm sorry, I have to go. And he'll say he'd been beaten bloody to death from the villagers and let me come with you. Please, I can't. You have family here. The Hyuga clan. He said, I don't care. And Naruto will kiss her and say goodbye. And Naruto said no. He's gonna have to knock her out. And he kissed her again. And he'll knock her out. Now Naruto's filled mixed emotions. And Hinata will get shot kissing. But she'll get knocked out, placed in the bench sleeping. Hinata will wake up 3 hours later. And he'll tell the third Hokage what this happened. And yeah, they will set up a team. And we'll just say Kakashi, and when they've been sent out, Kakashi had been back, and Might Guy. And we'll just say the Legend 3 Sanin will come. And the Jiraiya is back and ready to see Naruto and train him. First he goes his pervy thing. Now we get to same thing in the original. Some stuff is there for it, but this time Hinata is there in the team. And Sakura didn't like Naruto because the dots did told her what happened, and he did not like Naruto. This is probably good he ran away. And yeah. Now, everything happened in the original, except for Kakashi and Might Guy, will actually help mostly beginnings. And I would say the red-haired girl playing the music, she will survive. But mostly happened in the original, most of them all die. Except for the red-haired girl will actually survive and barely get out of their lives. And she start thinking about her life. And we get to her backstory later, in another time. When that happened, we get to Sasuke and Naruto's fight. Except for Sasuke would not use the Chidori against his own friend and comrade. Naruto was playing, his feelings and say, the village doesn't even care. I'm just a weapon. I'm the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. And Naruto said, I've been beaten to death bloody. Because remember, Sasuke was knocked out and he did not hear this one from Zabuza. And he's not dead. Now, Naruto will get this wind chakra and damage him, and it hurts him really bad and knocks him out. So for Naruto killing him, he will realize. By the guys, have to edit something out. Now, because when Naruto and Sasuke's fight and I was over, and Naruto will take off his headband and gave it to Sasuke, and he left. Kabuto's right there, and they both go to where Orochimaru's hideout. Now, Orochimaru and Naruto's getting healed for Orochimaru, and Orochimaru will actually explain, are you ready for the story? Naruto like gets healed, and he have a tough time fight. He said he's ready. Orochimaru, and that will be another part. Now we get to the backstory when with the fighters. With the bone guy with Rock Lee was fighting with, Mike guy was there to help him. But after he's dying, he get held captive because when Gaara was there. He gets captive and he gets a forbidden jutsu on him. His mind rape memory is very forbidden and only a few people know, but Orochimaru somehow learned it. Now, Orochimaru would use this if anyone's trying to improve their mind. It will be a 5 second they can see anything that's going to happen and it's wiped out. When that actually happened, now, remember the girl, she doesn't get held captive, but she's gone and she decided not go to the Orochimaru hideout. If she knows she had failed and lost all her men, Orochimaru might just kill her and get it done, and she'll be on the run. Now, she didn't really care for her comrades, and she doesn't care. And this, because I'm changing her backstory, she did not care about her comrades. Now, Sasuke will still get retreated by Kakashi, and Kakashi bring him back. Now, this is when the Jiraiya will actually come home. And when that happened, Jiraiya will heard the news where everything will happen, and Jiraiya will get mad and say it was no Jonings, all of them was out missions. And, yeah. Now, the Kazekage was actually still there inside Spit in the night, and that's why Gaara was sleeping and he heard and he said he would go and he asked the Kazekage permission to go. And because he wants to help Naruto, and Gaara is still battling his darkness and what he's thinking, but he decided to help Naruto because he saved him. He's gonna return the favor. Now, the Set and Sandwich does know about Orochimaru because they're in their bingo book. Because they did something to the different Kazekage. I think it was the third Kazekage. I can't remember. They're in the bingo book to capture and kill. Now, Kazekage will actually stay here and help with military bases if everyone say the attack. The Hokage will appreciate this and thank you. They'll set up the team and they will go. But most of them will get help from Kiba. Will still get help from the puppets. The girl with the win, I forgot her name. He will still get help, but she survived and she did a forbidden jutsu is blood clone. Pretty much Orochimaru had gave her this to survive, and that clone will die, but it won't poof. It will die like a normal body, but it's underdeveloped and only works for 30 seconds before the body will melt. If it dies, it will stay there. But, yeah. But she will survive. She doesn't really care for his comrades, like I said. Now we get to the Jiraiya's point of view, and he will hear all this, and he will blame the third Hokage, and the third Hokage will say sorry, he'll bow down. And Jiraiya will realize he'll say, and he say he's sorry. He said, no, he was your godfather, and I failed him. And pretty much it'll be a search mission on Bill will know, and Donzo will be really mad, and he'll say, really? And Donzo should have multiple Onbus watching him, but most of the Onbus was watching him, just slacking and eating Doritos and chilling. And, yeah. When that actually happened, now, all the backstory, what happened, nothing really doesn't change that much except for Sasuke's being the good side and Naruto slowly going to the dark side. But Naruto still had mixed emotions because he's still a kid. And what he did to Hinata and kissing her and knocking her out, he doesn't know what to do. Now, Jiraiya will stay in the village, and he was trying to help capture Naruto and bring him back in the village. But Naruto does not want to go back. Naruto will be trained from Orochimaru and them, but we get to Shippuden. Now, in the next episode, it's gonna be called Backstory Each Characters. and what character I'm changing. Hidan is going to have a different backstory I'm making for him. Kisame will have a different backstory I'm going to make for him. And those are the two characters. I set in my mind these two characters who have two different backstories. Now, Kisame will have a brother, but they'll be called twin brothers. So if his twin brother would be more like sharky, and he actually could breathe underwater unlike his brother. His older brother. Kisame has an older brother. Unlike his older brother, he could breathe underwater because he's more sharky like. Now, he will be more bluey and more sharky skills, but he will be kind of in the same anime, but he has more skin, and he'll be kind of more like human and sharky. Yeah, those are and Hidan would not be in the Kakashi, but he will actually would join a hidden leaf village for protection. But those two story is gonna be called With Naruto is Alone Backstory Characters. And those are the two characters I'm aiming for. Now we get all the background story and what happened, and Hinata is actually alright, and Hinata get really damaged that much because Hinata, not really damaged that well, but Hinata did help with Neji. But now I'm gonna leave this part off, part 5. I'm sorry my story is off in there here and there, but I try to make the story more believable, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.